Hi there, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. We're talking about when you're just at the brink of giving up. When you get to that place where you feel like, oh, I've had enough, Lord, I'm done, I'm leaving this place and I'm done with this season and everything. I've come to encourage you to not let go, to just keep holding on to God because God knows what He's doing. See, Exodus chapter 5, verse 20 to 23 and 6 verse 1, it says, "And they came out from Pharaoh. They met Moses and Aaron, who stood there to meet them. And they said to them, 'Let the Lord look on you and judge, because you have made us abhorrent in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants, to put a sword in their hand to kill us.' So Moses returned to the Lord and said, 'Lord, why have you brought trouble on this people? Why is it that you have sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has done evil to this people. Neither have you delivered your people at all.' And the Lord said to Moses, now you shall see what I will do with Pharaoh. But with a strong hand he will let them go. With a strong hand he will drive them out of this land." See, the background story is that the Israelites were slaves in a foreign land, and it had gotten to an extent that God was even tired of watching that kind of slavery happen. And so he sent Moses to go and get them out of that land. But there were some challenges. God had sent a deliverer, but it became as if it was even worse than when Moses was not there, when God was not trying to intervene. Satan is lying to somebody that because you are praying, it is even getting worse. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Because you are praying, God is working, and because God is working, there is a battle. And obviously, you know that God has the victory. So I have come to tell you today not to give up on what the Lord has told you, not to give up on your breakthrough. It is about to happen. You are just at the brink, but because you're just about to escape the snare of the enemy, then it is as if it is becoming worse. There is a battle, that is why. But you must stand, because victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to God. So don't give up on what God has said. No, don't. Even though it is delayed, it will not be denied. Stand on what God has told you. Stand on His word. I invite you to stand on His word. God is working. See, the Bible says that God is too faithful to fail. Let man be a liar, and God be true. God be true. Let every man be a liar, but God is true. So I have come to invite you to just stand, because God is working. God is working. God is working. I cannot mention it enough. I cannot say it enough that God is working for you. Because the Bible says in Romans chapter 8 verse 28 that all things work together for good. All things work together for good. Because God has called you according to His purpose. So stand firm, whatever you think it is, whatever you feel like, oh, this is the end. This thing is becoming worse. God is like, why should I pray? I'm going to find alternative means, blah 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 blah. Don't let Satan deceive you. God is working, and He's working it out for your good. God is the master designer. That is what I've come to learn. He's the master planner. He's putting the pieces together, and by the time at the end of the rope, you will be like, so God, that is what you were doing. So this week, I just invite you to keep looking up to Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith, because He is working and He's making all things beautiful. Have a blessed week, guys.